Captain's log, supplemental. I've collected some samples off the ocean floor, along with a few bodies for forensic experimentation. If my tricorder and deep molecular scans can crack this, we might finally have a cure for one of the most dangerous emotions known to exist. Cringe. Welcome everyone to the 14th Halls of Injustice. Today we have a small problem. The problem is, because of the courts essentially not being as functional as they usually are, we don't actually have someone to stick in that ISO cube, which means the effort Subfleet went to sending me an ensign, that ensign, well, he's going to be waiting for a while. So instead what I thought we would do is go through what the United Kingdom has been doing with regards to dispensing justice under the Coronavirus Act, because some rather interesting things have been happening, and I would very much like to spend some time going through what they're doing, whether I think it's right and how I would do it better. So sadly, no one's going in the cell. Sorry, Ensign What's-His-Face.
He's pork, but whatever.
Since the introduction of the Coronavirus Act, a number of police constabularies and officers have decided to speak out on what they're going to do to enforce the law, but also what they're considering doing as well to ensure people obey the law. For example, Northamptonshire police have threatened that they may start checking the items in baskets and trolleys of shoppers, because they want to make sure that those that use this service, they have the essentials. Let's add to that, the Merseyside police have said they're going to begin randomly stopping cars to ensure that drivers are sticking to lockdown rules. Cheshire police have also said they're going to introduce checkpoints to ensure that the local peasantry doesn't go for a lovely little leisurely drive down the back lanes of Cheshire, or just to go for a stroll around the Cotswolds, because one must always be envious of where the rich footballers are all hiding. You can usually tell where a footballer or many footballers live in the United Kingdom, because the price for a cup of coffee from a tiny little coffee shop in a tiny little village will spike by about 20 quid, which is quite the leap, but understandable at the same time. 5 police chiefs have also said they're going to back more restrictions, but also clearer rules to enforce lockdown. This has since led to Priti Patel, who I discussed earlier on Moisky Live being somewhat semi-mostly missing, link below, to re-emerge after being silent for quite a long time, to say that she is not going to give the police additional powers or back more stringent restrictions because it is not appropriate, and has added to that the police need to avoid heavy-handed law enforcement. For those who don't know, the United Kingdom's constabulary, to go so far as to place their hand on the shoulder of a perp, they need to fill in 14 different application forms to get approval from everyone ranked higher than themselves. It's why you have seen videos of the police getting spat at or tackled and stabbed, and they have done virtually nothing in response. Because they can't. They're not allowed to touch people, but they're meant to enforce the law. Right. Okay. Not getting into that. I am not going to issue moron shots. Some police chiefs in the United Kingdom are calling for laws to ban Britons from driving long distances, along with flouting rules to exercise more than once a day ahead of what is being estimated as a 25 degrees Celsius Easter weekend, which is 77 for you Americans. With regards to what the Northamptonshire Police Chief Constable Nick Adderley said, he said, "We will not at this stage be starting to marshal supermarkets and checking the items in baskets and trolleys to see whether it's a legitimate and necessary item. But again, be under no illusion if people do not heed the warnings, and the pleas I am making today, we will start to do that. If things don't improve and we don't get the compliance we would expect," ooh, that language though, "then the next stage will be roadblocks, and it will be stopping people to ask why they are going where they are going." Officers in Windermere, Cumbria, have already started sending people in camper vans home. Locals in St Ives in Cornwall have blocked roads to protect vulnerable residents, and the police have created online forms for people to report potential breaches of the lockdown. Greater Manchester Police have revealed they've attended 494 house parties and 166 street parties in just 4 days last week alone, despite a ban on social gatherings. Sounds to me like a lot of people think they know better, and we're going to get to a particular interesting case of that right now, because this case in question managed to get to the headlines. It was on the news. Who wouldn't want to be interested in this? So a couple decided they really needed a charcoal burger, and there's only one place you can realistically get one without having the fire department involved, because if you screw it up you can just throw it in the, ocean. So going to the uber-romantic Brighton Stone Beach, this couple took a portable barbecue, thinking it's okay lads, we'll be fine, we won't get caught, we won't get rumbled because the beach is empty, no one's going to notice 2 people on an empty beach now, are they? Well, it led to a rather interesting exchange with the police, because they did notice them, and the officers decided to be quite cordial. This is the couple, these are the police officers, and they were asked to leave as quickly as they could, but chose instead to remain seated. This is the exchange. I'm going to do some voices for you. Police Officer 1, you need to take your alcohol or we're moving swiftly away from you. The woman,
I didn't know it was.
Police Officer 1, I'm just educating you. Woman,
Oh no, you just told me, thank you for educating.
I'm not doing voices anymore, screw this. He's a teacher, a part-time teacher as well, no. Police Officer 2, the sooner you move away from us, the better a day you'll probably have. Just go and enjoy yourself somewhere else. Woman, you've just ruined our fricking day. Police Officer, yes, because we're telling everyone, look how empty the beach is. When they didn't do as they were told, the police officer decided, well then, allow me to just go fill my hat with ocean water and pour it onto your barbecue. Following this, the Sussex police have confirmed that the couple in question have been summoned to court after breaching the Coronavirus Act of 2020. Interestingly, this is one of the few times I've ever seen this. Members of the public that actually saw this started to shout at the couple to move along and listen to the police. It turns out people are taking this quite seriously. Some of the witnesses have spoken to other media outlets about this, and have all said the similar thing of, we were quite astonished that they ignored the explicit request that was politely made in favour of their charcoal burger and their romantic stone beach, all to themselves, where they can peacefully eat horrible food. Yes. Interestingly, this is not the first time in Brighton this has happened, and here are some more pictures of this. Police have repeatedly told couples, sunbathers, people using parks in massive gatherings, please disperse. We're not asking too much of you. If people could just do that, it'd be great. I mean, I get it, the beach, even my beach, empty. And people want to use it. I know this because I speak to enough of them, but they can't yet. The sooner this is over, the sooner you can go back to your crummy charcoal burgers, okay? Cool. With this, I'm very much interested to know what you think. I personally believe the police kind of win one of these incidents and lose the other. Guess which one? Please do let me know in the comments down below. I hope you'll have a fantastic weekend and, of course, X many days in quarantine. And thank you all for listening.